you gotta check out this Midjourney reference page. Big special thanks to Charlotte Quinn, or Charlie Q as they like to go by here. They put together this website documenting a bunch of different style reference codes. Now, for those of you who don't know, you can prompt for a subject and then include the parameter --sref, then the word random to let Midjourney choose an art style for you. Your picture will be generated with a code number that you can then share with other people so they can create similar looking images. I personally recommend keeping your prompts super simple when doing this, otherwise it will be hard to tell what the style code is actually doing to your generation. You can also mash your keyboard and type in random numbers yourself. There are over 4 billion codes to choose from, so I personally like to let Midjourney choose a random number for me, but maybe you'll want to try your lucky number. Actually, yeah, comment your lucky number below and let's see if we can find a hidden gem. Now let me show you a handful of styles I came across while looking through this reference page. I'll of course leave a link to the website in the description below, as well as a list of all the numbers you're about to see, because I don't think I can rattle them off very easily. Like here, I used sref 580974627. That's a bit of a mouthful, but I really like the look it provided here, and with a super simple prompt just like Batman. Again, I recommend a simple subject, 1 or 2 words. I'll show you why in a little bit. And maybe this grid is a good example that even if you use an sref code, the grid might have some variety within it. Like, I don't think you can identify one specific style from this code alone. It's more about taking the general look that the code will give you. And I'm personally a fan of these nice warm colors that this code provides. But maybe you want to try this code for these more flat and simple generations. You know me, I can't get enough of Midjourney and I love to see what the bot creates, and this is just a good example of that experience. Sure, you could get something like this from prompting, but all you need is a code in order to evoke this particular style. I think you could have a lot of fun with this. Like, look at number 4 here. That is so interesting. Again, it's a short subject, Neon Genesis Evangelion, but we get these flat illustration type pictures, something like that. Even Batman can turn out pretty funny. I like number 1 a lot. Maybe I do have a thing for a retro vibe, because here with this code 24802235535, it's very reminiscent to me of like early 90s anime. Something along those lines. But I was also a fan of these sort of rough, sketchy photocopy generations. Is that a good way of describing this? I don't know, but if you want something that looks similar, you can use this sref code in your prompt. Like, look what it did for Evangelion. Look at number 1, look how powerful that is. It's so beautiful, it's so awe-inspiring, and you didn't have to prompt for it, all you needed was a code. And then look at the colors and perspective that this code provides. So warm and so epic. Those compositions are just sort of mind-blowing that they all came from the same grid, without any chaos, without any stylized values, just simply a style reference number. Same with Batman, look at number 1, look at number 3, and look at number 4. That partial Dutch angle effect, like, oh, it's amazing. And the same thing here for Wonder Woman. I love number 1, I love number 2, and I love number 3. And I just want to remind you that if you get something like number 4 where the picture is cut off, we can simply upscale it. And then we have options like panning up or down, or we could just zoom out and see more of our character. Just remember that no matter your initial frame, you can always save it and adjust that image after. But there are a few more sref codes that I think you should know about. Like, look at this one. I'm such a sucker for lack of a better word, ugly images, like ugly on purpose. Now, maybe you would agree with me that these are beautiful, but I think you know what I mean. The roughness, the first draft, so to speak, that Midjourney and other AIs can provide, I think it's such an encapsulation of the human essence. And I have so much fun generating these type of images. Use this code if you want the same thing. Look how good number 2 is, like, it's so cool. I'm gonna upscale that now so I don't forget about it. It did a great job with the Evangelion subject. And Wonder Woman, like number 4 is super weird to see that in this grid, but number 2 and number 3, those are really cool. But maybe you're interested in these deep dream-like colors. I have no idea how you would describe this. It's almost like a diorama 3D effect, but with this specific color palette, I think those are so cool. This picture number 3 right here, that perspective between the flowing entity in the back and the regular looking person in the front left here. That's awesome. And I love the layered perspective in number 4 here. Foreground Wonder Woman, background mountains, sunset. Can't get enough. And if you want a very, very rough pencil sketch, maybe this is a little bit of charcoal involved, you could use this code right here. You're going to get a very simple black and white generation. Also reminiscent of old school 90s cartoons. Like, look at the way the face is drawn here. It looks a little Sailor Moonish. Maybe it's just nostalgia speaking, but I love this type of look. And look at the nightmare fuel in number 2 here. This code, top notch. Or maybe you want to see these, I don't know what you would call this. They sort of remind me of stamps in a way. Maybe that's just a very crude way of describing this look, but the contrast between the colors, the lines, the movement, and the subject, these generations really speak to me, at least. Like, take a look at Batman. These are so cool. And then we have Wonder Woman, and I guess I was expecting red rather than the blue. I'm not really sure how this code picks up on different colors, but again, I think this could be a lot of fun. Or maybe you want to see this early 2000s type of anime look. Maybe this is more of a graphic novel aesthetic. Number 1 is really cool, but I like all of these a lot. Take a look at Wonder Woman here in number 3. That is so surreal. Especially in number 4, the obviously cartoonish woman in front of a very realistic looking photo of a sky. That's awesome. And one of the earliest things that I mentioned in this video is keeping your prompt simple, a very short, simple subject, just so we can actually find out what the sref code is really doing. Like here, a wizard character with this sref code will provide this sort of look. I'm suggesting you do that, but you can also add in your own art styles into the prompt. Let me show you what that might look like. You can get something like this with that same sref code, only including pixel art also in your prompt. Now, I know that explodes your options into endless, limitless prompt possibilities, and that can be kind of overwhelming, which is probably why I'm suggesting stick to short, simple subjects in your prompt. However, feel free to experiment with your own art styles in your prompt. Combined with the code, you'll get some of the most unique images possible inside of Midjourney. Like, can you take a look closely here and see how it is sort of pixel arty? Even though that code really didn't have anything to do with pixel art. Pretty cool. And I will also leave a link to this spreadsheet in the description. I think this is sort of a rough copy of the website. Everything in this spreadsheet will eventually go to the website. I think. I haven't spoken to Charlie Q personally. I just remember seeing this in a Discord chat. So I apologize if any of that information is slightly incorrect. However, there is a lot to go through here, especially in terms of stylized values. We can see that here for a kitten with this sref code at stylized 0, this is what it creates. Here it is at the base 100 stylize. And then we're going to see the stylized value get increased and you will see the generations change. Here it is at 250. 500, 1000, 750 below, and then 1000 up here. Look, there is a lot to go through. There is a lot of options. Again, big shout out, big thank you to Charlie Q for putting this reference page together. I hope you have a lot of fun with this, and if you want some more Midjourney tips, you can check out this video right here. I hope you're doing well, take care, and I'll see you next time. Peace.